Contrary to the general impression, leisure is not to be confused with rest, relaxation. Besides, when the general impression does not equate leisure with rest, it readily confuses it with idleness, the Italian dolce far niente. Here is another slander to denounce. Leisure is not inaction. On the contrary, it wants to be activity, but a free activity, the freest there is, to which the well-born and well-educated man dedicates his energies most willingly. Leisure is vulgarly defined as free time, so much so that Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese have no particular name for it and are content to speak of it as tempo libero, tempo libre, tempo libri. Nevertheless, its reality is more exactly a free activity more than free time, free activity. The etymology gives more evidence of that. In French, first of all, where from its origins the word loisir connotes the permission to do what one wants without the obligation to satisfy vital necessities, without even the need to rest. This name, loisir, is inherited from the Old French verb laisir, which meant to be permitted, and was itself derived from the Latin licere. The impersonal les meant it is permitted to, as licet in Latin. Think of the license, a certificate of competence or ownership that allows you to teach or to use something. Or in the context of bad morals, to the license that is equivalent to debauchery. Profligacy, the permission one gives oneself to extend one's freedom to immoral actions. English borrowed the old French name plaisir, made it leisure, and subjected it to a comparable history. The etymology sheds even more light if we consider that of the Greek name of leisure, schole. Schole designates, first of all, the characteristic occupation of the man of leisure, namely the learned interview, the study. Then, the act of giving courses, lectures, and by extension, the scholarly association, the place of study, the school. Interestingly, the adverb that is taken from it, schole, means taking one's time at leisure, without haste, which clearly points to an interesting activity, which doesn't have to meet an urgent need, that one does not hurry to finish. Subsequently, because so many people waste their free time hanging about, leisure, schole, ends up being taken pejoratively and abusively signifies action, inaction, idleness. Schole gave school in English, école in French. We can thus anticipate that activities worthy of counting as leisure will preferably have to do with the acquisition of knowledge, which should not scandalize too much, since knowing is precisely what perfects the intellect, the faculty that makes man a man.